So should we start with me or?
Yeah, let's start with you first.
I thought it went smoothly, you know, compared to the ones yesterday.
Yes.
It couldn't be better. But the thing is, I've noticed that probably 5 or 7 kids, they didn't know what to do with their packet. Like, they didn't know what to do.
Okay.
Like, you're sitting across Kata.
Kata.
She's clueless.
Kata's clueless.
So I'm not sure. Yeah, we've got Kata. We've got not Cynthia. Nini.
Okay. Oh, that's.
We've got Riley.
Definitely.
We've got Darren.
Oh, okay.
Bruce is only because he's not here for
the first lesson.
you know, so.
Oh yeah, he's playing his problems.
Mm-hmm. So that's the 4 that I can remember right now.
Kata's usually always clueless. She's very bad with oral instructions, and I don't think she watches close enough.
Mm-hmm.
And she doesn't read directions. She just starts cutting without making a plan.
Yeah, I had to.
So with her, you have to slow down and say, "What is your plan?
Right. So
what are you doing?"
There's
so
a part that.
I was like, I just saw it.
There's a part that, you know, like the definition in your own words. She needs to cut down 2 parts,
Yeah.
and then only glue the top half so that it can be like a flat,
flip book,
right?
Yeah.
No idea what to do. Didn't even know where to glue.
And you gave very explicit instructions.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
did I?
you did. No,
okay.
you did. Yeah.
So yeah, I had
Riley and Kata never know what to do because they don't pay attention.
Okay.
Like those 2 are always clueless when they go back to start their activity. Not a clue. Darren, most of the time.
Right.
But the problem with Darren today is he started doing his activity because you sent him back to his desk.
Oh.
So he started working in the packet while you were still teaching. And I redirected him and Mia 2 times and said, "You're still part of this lesson. You're supposed to be listening right now, not doing." So he didn't know because he started just writing in the packet when you were still teaching. Mia's the one that usually also doesn't have a clue, but she fakes it. So if you go and look what she actually did,
okay,
it may or may not be what you told her to, but she'll do something.
Mia, she's not really doing anything.
Yeah.
Until I said, okay, you need to cut this and glue something, you know. And
Yeah.
then she started doing something. But she first started saying with, "Oh, I don't have a glue. I don't have scissors." And then we'll borrow some.
Yeah. Oh, that's got to be on my first week's plan. Supplies.
All right, because a lot of people are saying that they don't have
Yeah.
scissors, they don't have
Yeah.
their glue sticks.
Well, scissors, I gave them all a brand new pair and a glue stick at the beginning of the year. And I said those scissors need to be turned in at the end of the year.
Oh, well.
None of them can find their scissors. So I need to talk about supplies today, actually, with the kids. Yeah, so this list you're right on. You have very good intuition. That's very typical of all of them. Darren did surprise me, but now that I think about why, but normally he knows what to do.
Yeah.
So he's not one to be concerned about.
I didn't need to give him that many pointers. You know, he only asked like, you know, a few questions, not as many as Kata or Nini or Riley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nini's a lot lower than she appears to be.
Yeah.
As you've learned in her writing. So she's a doer, but she's low.
Okay.
So she'll start performing because she's on task and she's great at that, but she doesn't always connect information.
Okay.
So she's one that she usually does pretty good by watching other people. So you'll notice that she kind of looks at other people. That's a strategy she's learned. So
Cynthia was helping Nini, which was great.
Yeah.
You know, because there's the part of like the flip book thing.
Yeah.
I know that was a bit complicated.
Confusing.
Yeah. So yeah, she showed Nini how to do it. It was great.
Great.
Yeah. So I don't think I have that many questions for this lesson. I do feel a bit disappointed that we didn't get to play the game again.
I know. I was thinking that too. And I was going to put it in this afternoon. But you know what? Start with that game again the next time.
Yeah.
And sometimes you recap what you already learned, right? If they weren't going to snack right after, it would have been a good transition into the next activity. But because they were going to snack, I think it's okay.
Right.
And it's also, obviously, they loved it.
Yeah.
So playing it again when you start the next SEL lesson is great, right?
Okay.
It's a quick review of what we learned, and then like, okay, so why did we play that game? Okay, let's play a new game and then start a new version or something.
Right.
So sometimes closing can also be opening for the other lesson if you don't get to your closing.
Right. I did notice that I didn't get to explain like 2 of the words that's on their packets.
Yep.
You know, I think like these 2 words they probably didn't really know what
The
it was about, the
vocabulary.
vocabulary, right? Especially this one, mnemonic.
No.
Yeah, I definitely did not know this, and it was in their packets.
Okay.
Paraphrasing is okay because it literally has another like meaning, you know, that I can really understand it. So
Like a
essential,
summary.
mental, so just academic and mnemonic. I'm not
Their
sure if
vocabulary.
they, I'm not sure if they know academic. But yeah, I did let them discuss this time, which
Yep,
I thought
yep,
it was
that's
great.
good.
Yeah, but it was yesterday.
Yeah.
I think it was yesterday. Was it yesterday? I think it was. It was the very end of yesterday, because we just didn't really.
Yeah, yesterday was a mess. Not because of you, because they didn't get settled after their music class. I could
Right.
tell their energy levels was much more spastic.
Mhm.
Things that in both ways that I think you're doing a great job is setting up the expectations, because this is the week before spring break and they're having a hard time sticking with routines. And so today's the last day. They have spring break tomorrow. Like they're already checked out.
Yeah.
So I think it's good, and just what we talked about, having a very clear plan, like you put on the board, must do, can do if you're an early finisher, right? And then also I'm trying to be very explicit, which you did also very good at this is a talking time, this is a not talking time. And I think the SEL is one of those times where we can give them more talking time
Right.
than less talking time. Because I want them to, it's hard topics and it's also more, it's about social beings,
Yeah.
right? So, so most of these will be your more interactive than your math